Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. So I was watching this webinar video. It was really interesting about unconscious or subconscious bias, and it talked about this thing that interested me, because when you think about the claims that are made from woke people, truthers, whatever you want to call us, and then you get people like Neil deGrasse Tyson or whoever who will be able to bamboozle people with scientific or technical verbiage, maybe not fact, or claims. And obviously most people will believe those people with the white coats. That's the way we've been programmed, we've been trained to do that all our lives. And sometimes it's right to do that, and sometimes it's, well, I think it's always good to question, because you never know who's telling you the truth and who's not. So what was interesting, the point that was made between Simon Newcomb and the Wright brothers. And Simon Newcomb was this intelligent person, and he wrote about how man could never fly, and he was able to articulate, I don't know whether it's scientifically, but he was able to articulate his argument, and most people believed it. The Wright brothers, they believed man could fly, but their argument was not scientific, and was basically something like, if you flew high enough, there wouldn't be enough time for you to fall, something like that. That it is incorrect, and it's not the reason why man can fly. It's all to do with aerodynamics and air and stuff like that. Well, I don't even know myself. I don't know why I said that, but you can see how they gave their argument, but their argument was wrong, but they were in fact right. And it was to do with the two systems of thinking, one which is to do with experience, and one which is to do with rationale. And so therefore you can talk really well, you can use scientific fact or scientific fact of the day. I remember scientific fact always changes, sort of scientific fact before the Wright brothers was that we couldn't fly. And yet once they did it, they had to change it. But it's not that scientific fact changes, it's our understanding of scientific fact that's changing. But what it proves is, just because you can't articulate something well, when you see people on YouTube, there's people who do it better than others, and there's some people that, that get very angry or like to play the YouTube game of being, or the media game of being very big and, argumentative to try and create drama, and therefore to create views and to get their message across. And understand that that's the way the media does it, with, breaking news. Everything's breaking news, and everything's a weather alert these days. Even a bit of rain is a weather alert. Because their agenda of climate change. But the important thing I'm trying to show is that with this example of Newcomb versus the Wright brothers, most people would have believed Newcomb because he was the established person, he was the one who could articulate well, he was the one who was known, maybe he'd made previous claims that were correct. And who were these Wright brothers who were just, were trying to get us off the air, and probably were failing at the beginning. And probably were laughed at. So what I mean is that an argument isn't necessarily wrong just because of the way it is articulated, or if it contains some false facts. The same as an argument isn't always correct when it sounds great and has all these scientific facts. I suppose that it helps me understand that when you listen to people's views, or even the views that I express, you think, well, how can I be right? I'm just this little person. I'm not some intelligent professor. I don't have a white coat. I don't have initials behind my name, this, that, and the other. What makes me so right? How can I see the world and think that, it's not right, and the systems aren't right, and we're all suffering, and all these things that I talk about all the time? How can I possibly be right, when I'm just me, and all these intelligent people, these powerful people, aren't saying the things that I'm saying, aren't seeing the same things, aren't wanting to change the system and make it fairer for all of us, just keeping the same system alive. I mean, maybe there's a reason to that, because they're okay. It's I'm all right, Jack syndrome. But that made me also think about the Vanguard and BlackRock thing that I was talking about before, which I don't know how important it is, but I suppose the important thing is there's a lot of people with money, and those people are keeping that system alive, rather than thinking, oh, how can we make it better for everyone else? Why aren't they putting their money into humanitarian things of building up countries so we're all the same, which is not really a great problem. Surely that's a benefit to all mankind. We are all one, aren't we? Or we still want to play this game of competitions where I want my country to be above yours, I want my people to be above yours. That goes into this idea of unconscious, I don't like the word unconscious, subconscious bias, that some people believe that is in our DNA, in our genetics, maybe the way we see things. I don't know whether that's true or not. I'm more inclined to believe it's learnt, because babies don't have it, and I think we're taught it, but we don't realise we're actually teaching it. Probably in these systems when we're teaching about division, i.e. countries, and all these different things that we divide ourselves into, and they just flow into racism and disability and all that, and sexual things when it comes to being biased. But yeah, it just, because I was thinking before about the Vanguard and BlackRock, how important that was, whether it shows this big machination, this big plan of people, well, I suppose what it really shows is there's a lot of people with a lot of money, and they're just keeping Nike and Google and Android and all these major food and all these different companies, media companies, all in the same boat, all afloat. And that system that they're funding is just, it's helping, say, I don't know, 70% of the population of this place that we're upon, but there's 30% that are suffering. I don't see that as right. Anyway, take care, take it easy, God bless, and peace.